Hi, and welcome back to the Live After Losses video blog. Now, some of you eagle-eyed members might realize that I'm wearing the same thing that I wore last week, and that's because I'm recording both episodes on the same day. And by the time, oh geez. Hello, and welcome back to the Life After Losses video blog. Now, some of you eagle-eyed viewers might notice that I am indeed wearing the same thing I wore last week because I am recording on the same day. These past two entries, kind of a stream of consciousness thing. Last time we talked about the power of the word yet, and that we are not dead yet, and kind of an extension of that. This is entry number 179, called Life After Losses. That name sounds familiar. So, by the time you see this entry, or open your email, or watch the video version of this, I will be off to the airport for a 3-week vacation. Over a year ago, Marlon Brando made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Or maybe it was the cruise line. I really can't quite remember that long ago. So I jumped at the chance to explore a part of the world that I had not seen yet. And I booked it like Dano. Are these references landing? I would figure out how to get there and get home soon enough. So my tenure with my employer gives me 25 days off per year, so that wasn't an issue. And since I work remotely anyway, I can still check in. 3 weeks with no email will take me a week to catch up. Plus, I'm going alone, though I've had several offers for people to climb into my suitcase. This, my friends, is me living my life after losses. And as I said last week, I am not dead yet. I spent the last 6 months working hard on grief recovery for adults, in addition to my day job and my acting side gigs, all in anticipation for my global exploration. And I'll be writing and hopefully recording while I'm gone, and I'm hoping the universe will share some wisdom with me from another continent. So for now, I'd like to ask you a question, and I'd like you to give it some serious consideration. Are you Scarlett O'Hara or Benjamin Franklin? And did I trip you up on the references? Think about it a bit. Scarlett O'Hara, the damsel in distress from Gone with the Wind, famously said, "I'll think about that tomorrow." Whereas Franklin is quoted as saying, "Never leave that till tomorrow, which you can do today." So, are you a procrastinator or a doer? Now, I will tell you that there is really no right or wrong answer to this question, but knowing how you react to things is empowering. I'm sharing a link below to the 5-day free course on procrastination and making progress. I procrastinate quite a bit myself, and it comes back to that choice thing of where we talked about before, and there's a link up there, and where we choose to focus. So let me ask you another question. This one is a little harder. Do you see a future? It felt like an eternity for me to ever see a future that included me getting older. I knew time would march on whether I was there or not, and at one point I had my enough moment and allowed myself to glimpse at something out there on the horizon. And if you know my story, you also know that enough moment came with a massive disruption in my life. A massive change was required for me, but not everyone needs that. We do, however, need to believe that there's more for us in this world than grief, sorrow, and anguish. I said last week that I believe our default state should be that of happiness. Why shouldn't it be? We're not defined by our loss, but we define ourselves by how we live. I live as a single parent, a double widower, an author, a blogger, an actor, a traveler, a son, a brother, etc. I don't live by my loss or grief. They are part of me, but they are not me. And I hope I'm clear on the distinction. Each of these definitions I now have the capacity to bring me great joy and happiness. Parenting has been amazing, but it's also a difficult job, and sometimes, frankly, a pain in the anatomy. But overall, my default state as a parent has been one of happiness. And I get it, I really do. When you're grieving, that's all you see. You only see what you've lost, not what you had, and certainly not what you'll find. And that's part of the process. If you are grieving right now, just have faith that there will come a time when it won't hurt so much. And if you're not grieving right now, but maybe just a bit afraid of living and trying something new, start small. Now, my daughter always turned her nose at sushi, but one night she wanted to try it, but without the seaweed. So she could have ordered the sashimi, but she wanted a roll of some sort, and our server told her that they could use a soy wrap instead of seaweed. So she ordered a few pieces with the soy wrap and enjoyed the roll. So here's my challenge to you this week. Modify something in your life. Make some different choice. Try something you haven't done. Look to something small in the future and take a step toward it. Experience life. Until next time.